Now, let's have a closer look at the actual oscillator module up here. So, on the top we've got the waveform, which we will explain later. We've got the tune, plus minus 48 semitones, which is quite a lot. And then we've got this knob here with the 3 dots. A knob with 3 dots in Zebra always means there's modulation. And you can, for instance, get a global LFO and put it onto the tune parameter like this. So right click and select none and you get rid of this. An oscillator can also be fine-tuned with the tune button. And of course we have vibrato from oscillator 1. So these parameters are always visible, but then there's some stuff at the bottom. You can get rid of it by clicking here, but the first tab is the mix tab. You only need it when you want to position the oscillator in the actual patch, like the volume. Very simple, like the pen, left to right. And what you can also do is you can create already dual oscillators, which need a bit of detune to hear them. And quad. And there's a new mode called 11, which is a bit louder, so I turn it down a bit. And then you can set the stereo width. So this is basically multiple oscillators within the single oscillator. But to explain things, I go back to the single oscillator. No detune, no nothing. So we're back. Another important and really basic tab is the phase tab. You will hardly ever touch it, but it's got some interesting options, like reset. When you've got reset, then the oscillator always starts in the same phase when you hit a new key. You can't really hear it now, but if you have like multiple oscillators, you can create phasing effects and stuff. Then there's an option called inv for inversion. You turn it on, then you have a second waveform which is inverted and offset by an amount of phase. That's basically how you do pulse width modulation. You can of course modulate the phase, like take an LFO, and then you see that it is pulse width modulation. If you use anything else than a sawtooth, then it's not really a pulse anymore, but this means that you can use some kind of pulse width modulation which cancels out certain harmonics with any waveform that you want. You can switch it off and we go back to normal. Another interesting aspect is that Zebra can sync to itself. Each oscillator can sync to itself. We switch this on and then so you've got the typical sync sound within a single oscillator. You do not need to waste a second oscillator to create this. I use an envelope, like envelope 2, and then more like a bit slower. The velocity is full on here. So you get these sync sounds out of a single oscillator, and of course this again works with the dual and quad modes and with 11 as well. I'll explain it in dual. I show it in dual now. So we are still talking a single oscillator in Zebra, but as you can see, you're already quite flexible with it.